Thank you, Malik.
So Bastion Community of Resilience is America's first intentional living community for disabled veterans and their families. That's our bumper sticker. What that means is we are the first community in the country that was designed and is now operated from the ground up to provide veterans a long-term living environment, not a program, not a retreat, a permanent living environment that presents to them the opportunities for belonging, for identity, for purpose, for support and connection among one another, the way that they had in the military. For so many veterans, the struggle of civilian life is defined by the loss of what they had in uniform. Here we try to give that back to them. When I talk about veterans at Bastion, our core constituency are what we call tough cases. Multiple injuries, multiple diagnoses, chronic health conditions in addition to service-related injuries, the list goes on. Veterans come here with a lot of complex problems, all tangled on top of one another. And they transform their lives, and they transform one another's lives. You will hear in this community on a weekly basis, I don't know where I would be today if it wasn't for Bastion. I don't know that I would be alive if it wasn't for Bastion. And that really means the world to us. But as a veteran, when I hear that, I cannot help to think about how many more veterans out there we have not yet been able to reach because of the capacity limitations of this community. Fortunately, that's all about to change with the growth plans that we have in place. Because there are so many more who need it. Here in New Orleans alone, we've got 15,000 veterans. We've got about 120 folks living here in our community. Like I said, in our community, they are changing each other's lives, they are saving each other's lives. What we are about to do next will bring that to veterans from all over New Orleans who need it, and after that to veterans from across the country.
I have a severe mental illness. I was having delusions, self-harm, suicidal ideation. I was basically at rock bottom, and I was here for that, and they tolerated me so that I could get to the point where my medications were working and where I was taking care of myself, and I had friends, and things just worked out really well. So we do therapy, we do wellness events like yoga, sound bath, things like that, acupuncture. We have social events, which is huge, you know, because I'm the type of person that would isolate. And that alone has rescued me pretty much.
So a day like today is really as good as it gets for us here in the Bastion community, to have visitors come to see us, like you said, because they want to know what is it that you're doing here, how can we learn, and how can we take this back with us. That's really the good stuff. Like I said, we are all veterans here. That means that we care deeply about what happens to the veteran population. We care deeply about what happens to our brothers and sisters in the veteran population. And so to see folks from an organization like the American Legion, with the history that it has, with the stature that it has, with the reach across the veteran population nationally, you all are the ones who can take a look at this and say, we have seen what is going on all across the country. We see how unique this is, and we see how significant the need there is for programs like this across the country. That is how real, meaningful change and impact starts to happen. When friends like you all at the American Legion come away from this and go back to your communities back across the country and say, there's something special going down in New Orleans. We need to learn more about this, and we need to see how we can bring this to our communities. And I promise you'll have willing partners here at Bastion.